I always hated journaling growing up. Like, you know, like your aunt would give you a journal and be like, Merry Christmas. And you're like, what am I gonna do with this journal? I don't write. Realizing the feeling of writing something out, being like, I'm upset, I'm this, I'm that, and then being able to like close the book and letting it go. It helped me so much. I don't think chronic stress is a great thing to have. I think it's severely impacted my health. I've had a lot of health issues. Being in this industry and having such a demand to constantly be showing up and going and going and going has definitely affected my mental and physical health. How do I manage that stress while also still getting to pursue the things that I want to pursue and dreaming the dreams that I want to dream? I feel like our health should be our #1 priority. And if we can't show up for ourselves, we can't show up for others. And especially in my line of work, if my body's not showing up, then I can't do a show and show up for others. I think it's just really important to raise awareness for mental health, heart health, because stress really impacts our hearts, and our hearts are the beating pulse of everything. Thank you. Exhibit A. First of all, that haircut, that faux hawk is really something to admire. I was in the closet at this time, shockingly. I was an overachiever, so I was involved in student council. I was putting on the pep rallies. I had started a step team at my high school. I would just constantly fill up my schedule. I think I was always stressed that I was never enough or that I didn't belong, so I overcompensated on being able to do as many things that I could do. I didn't feel like I had a community or a group of people in my life that I could really share my true emotions to or my authentic self to. Music was like a big outlet for me to be upset or stressed, and I pick up guitar and I just like start singing a song to myself. I think when you hold in your truth, that affects your stress and your health. I didn't feel safe enough to share in my environment. I was able to share it and let it out through song. Thank you. I feel like we're on a detective show. Okay, this picture, I was 19. Wow, but I look like a baby. I think I was still pursuing acting. I was still pursuing music. I think my support system maybe was a little better. I think I was in a relationship at this time, so I was able to confide in my girlfriend at that time, but I wasn't out, so no one knew about my girlfriends. Being closeted added a huge level of stress, but I think also too it's a privilege to be able to come out and feel safe enough to do so. I definitely would love to continue to act. I was so focused on just trying to get my music career going. Acting, to be honest, was like the opportunity that knocked on my door first. And so I was very grateful for that, and I ran with it. Because I think when you have these dreams, it's like whatever opportunity knocks on your door, you just have to take it and go with it and see where that leads you to. I was 26 in this photo. My dad needed a heart and liver transplant at this time. So this was a very stressful time in my life. I was working a lot and also dealing with this like very scary situation of potentially losing my father and him being in the ICU for many months and navigating what does my life look like without my father, kind of like mourning the experience as it was happening. Also, I think that stress was affecting my health. I think I'm wearing a heart monitor under my shirt in this photo. I think my heart rate was like 130. Due to stress, it's not good for you. It's not. I think I managed stress through work. Like I tried to distract myself with projects that I loved, like directing music videos and getting to write music and preparing for the future of releasing Expectations, my debut album. The heart stuff is very like near and dear to my heart because like someone saved my father's life by being a donor. So being a donor saves lives. This is this year. The hair is looking good. The hair is looking long and blonde. We are in my long and blonde era. My life is looking great. I mean, I released a novel of Girls Like Girls, which was like a very long journey for me. In 2015, I wrote this song and directed this video called Girls Like Girls and made a very specific statement that girls like girls, and I came out. And so that was like my coming out moment, and that was also a moment that really shifted my career for the better because I shared my authentic self with the world, and in return, I found this beautiful community that I was always searching for. 8 years later, release a novel to like take this heartbreak and this like isolation and turn this into finding a community of beautiful people that feel the way I feel, and igniting hopefully hope for their future in finding love. I'm doing my best to manage stress. I'm still navigating a lot of health issues. I think I'm just actively trying to show up for myself as much as I can with the capacity that I have. And I was able to tour this year, which was so wonderful to get to reconnect to my fans and to be on stage, but it also takes a huge toll on my body and my stress levels. And so every time I come back from tour, it's like, okay, how do I find that balance and how do I fill my cup back up? Acupuncture has been really helpful. I highly recommend it once a week if you can, if you have the resources to do it. It just kind of like allows blood flow and alleviates stress. I also try to like eat healthier for myself. Standing out in the sun really helps me. I've noticed like if I'm inside for too long, I'm like, why am I depressed? And it's like, oh, I haven't been outside in 3 days. Little things like that I feel like are reasonable to adapt into your lifestyle. I think I'm in a much better place than where I was in the earlier years. I manage stress better only because I'm more aware of it. I think when I was younger, I had no idea how stressed I was because I didn't even know how to identify it. Navigating my identity and sexuality and all of these things were really affecting me. And now that I'm aware of like, okay, this stresses me out, this stresses me out, I'm able to identify it and maybe like pause on that and create space for other things in my life that aren't causing stress. Music has been such a wonderful tool for me that I'll forever use for managing stress. Getting to just like share my voice. It's such an empowering thing to express yourself. I think that'll forever be a massive tool for me in managing stress in my life.